Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to this media conference here at St George's Park with Eberechi Eze. The first live section, once we've concluded with that, we'll do an embargo section for 10:30pm this evening. So Rob Dorsey, if you want to get us underway? When you're ready.
1 second, Eberechi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Eberechi, lovely to see you. It's a pretty standard opening question, but it's a really, really important one, probably the most important one. Congratulations, how special does this feel?
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's big. Something I've been working towards for a long time. I'm just grateful to God that it's happened now, and I'm in a position to show myself and be in and amongst this level.
Gareth Southgate said that you'd been close on a number of occasions to other squads recently, but that injury had cost you in one in particular when he was definitely going to name you. Were you aware of that? Were you talking to him at the time, or was it something you only found out about when he told us?
So I got a message that day that sort of gave me an inkling that I was going to be called up. So that was pretty much the only thing that I knew. But obviously being injured, that was the end of that for a little while. So it's been a journey sort of getting back to it and getting up to the standard and putting in performances, but it's been a good one.
How does it make you feel when you get a message when you know you're injured and you can't join up that gives you the indication you might well have done?
Yeah, it's hard to put into words because I look at things a bit different. So I saw that as I'm on the right trajectory, although it's a sad situation I'm in and being injured, no one wants to be injured. I saw that as this is the level that you can get to, so putting my mind right, being focused on my rehab, sort of gave me the motivation to keep going, really.
Yours is an incredibly competitive position in this England squad, but you'll be aware that Manchester City have done quite well recently and they've had a bit of a party, so we don't know how many of those guys are going to be included in this first game against Malta. Does that give you greater hope that you might be able to make your debut against Malta?
Potentially, I think my main focus is obviously training well, doing what I can do, being the best version of myself, and whether I play or not, all I can do is what I can do. That decision's for Gareth to make.
It's funny though, isn't it? We all clamour for you to get into an England squad, the Crystal Palace fans do certainly anyway, and then you achieve that, and then the next question is suddenly, when are you going to make your debut? Is that how it works from a player's perspective? Do you start thinking, OK, I've achieved something, but I want to get in the team?
I think naturally, yes, there's always something else that you want. Once you achieve one thing, it's on to the next one. But honestly, I'm grateful to be in this position. I know that I've worked hard and no one's doing me any favours. I'm here because I deserve to be here. So I think one step at a time, whatever comes.
You've earned this call-up because your form for Crystal Palace has been outstanding for quite a while now. How much credit for that do you give to Roy Hodgson, who I know you're really quite close with? And would you like to see him stay on? I know it's a difficult time at the club. They've got a big decision to make, but you're very close to him. Would it be important to you if he stayed on?
Yeah, I'm very grateful to Roy and Ray for all that they did, helping me sort of regain form and putting in performances. They helped me massively with my mental state as well, so hugely grateful to them. In terms of them staying on, I don't know. That's not my decision, so it is what it is. I think my main thing is to focus on myself and what I can do, whether it's them or whether it's someone else, and improving every day. So we'll see.
Slick sidestep there, mate. Well done. That Malta game is 19 days after the end of the Premier League season, so it's a bit unusual for you when you make your first call-up. What have you been doing with yourself for the last 19 days, the last nearly 3 weeks? Is it difficult to kind of finish your season but then know you've got to go again?
Yeah, a little bit. You sort of need about getting a balance. You want to obviously rest a little bit because you've had a long season. So try to get away for a short period, but then also get back to training because you've got to prepare for such a serious camp as well.
How far away do you feel from the player the day you got injured in training, came in to see the message that you were due to be in the Euro 2020 provisional squad, I think it was? How far away do you feel from that player?
Yeah, it's as I said, it's been a long journey, it's been a long road. I know that I've improved in sort of all round as a person, as a player. And I don't know if I would be in this position now if it wasn't for that injury. So I sort of see it as that's just part of my journey, part of my story, and I'm grateful that it happened how it did.
Who have you spoken to for advice before joining up for the squad? You play for an ex-England manager as well.
Yeah, he's been very, very helpful as well, advised me all the time. He's got insane wisdom, so it's good to talk to him and to hear what he has to say. Obviously the people around me, my brothers, my sister, my family, they're very helpful as well, and sort of keeping my mind right and knowing that I'm in this position for a reason, so sort of keeping focused on that.
You're in the squad with some of your club teammates, Sam Johnston and Mark Gahey. I saw you come out for training with him. Have you spoken to him about what it's like to join up and to be an international player?
Yeah, he's been talking to me a bit about it, about how training is, how things are around the place, and yeah, he's helped a lot as well in terms of making me feel settled, and because it's obviously a new environment, you're still getting used to things. But yeah, no, it's all a good experience.
I've spoken to lots of people about your journey in football and in getting to this point, and a lot of people say your character is a real plus point, but something that's probably underrated is your resilience. You've had to go through quite a lot. How do you think that's helped you get to this point?
Yeah, again, it's another part of my story and my journey, and I know that without those setbacks, without those difficult moments, it's hard to grow and it's hard to become the person that I am today. So I look back at those memories like fondly, because I know that it's been the shaping of who I am.
And one of those memories is at Wycombe, playing at that level of football, your first experience, I think, of regular men's football in League One. How do you think that shaped you?
Yeah, that was another difficult period. Obviously not sure whether to go on loan and what to do because you want to play, but it helped me more than I knew at the time. It prepared me for men's football and gave me the confidence to believe in myself and know that it's something that I can do at first team level. So again, without that experience, who knows where I'd be.
And have you managed to speak to Gareth since you've been here?
No, I haven't spoken to him, but I'm sure I will speak to him at some point.
Thank you.
John Murray.
Thanks. When you say that, you said you were very grateful to Roy Hodgson and Ray Lewington for helping you with your form and mental state. Was that just this season, since they came in this season?
Form more so, yeah, this season. But from the first day I met them, they've been sort of improving me as a person, as a player, and helping me grow and understand more about the game itself. And I feel like it's just opened my eyes to more, and I feel like I've grown so much because of them. So yeah, I owe them a lot.
So that's not just in a footballing sense, that's a wider sense.
Yeah.
So what sort of things?
I'm not going to go into detail about it, but just as a person, how to carry yourself and how to see things, understanding that it's not about as much the short term, it's about long term, and thinking about making decisions that will best serve you long term. And I think that's something that stuck with me from when they spoke to me about that. So, and it's put me in good stead now.
Because of course there'll be some who, I think when Roy Hodgson was reappointed, there was that feeling that, maybe he'd had his time. You would say no.
Well, you could see from what he did throughout all that time, towards the end of the season, how effective he was, the influence that he had on the players, and the mindset, the confidence, the freedom that we all had and played with. It was something that we sort of hadn't experienced for a little while. So again, I'm hugely grateful to them.
Do you think people on the outside would be surprised if they could see the effect that he has in that way?
I think you could see in the performances every weekend the confidence that we were playing with and the freedom that we had. But for sure, day to day, seeing him around the place and seeing how he takes to each individual player, and it's a lot, man. So again, I'm grateful. I see him as someone that's helped me so much, that's put me in a position to express myself. And again, without that sort of opportunity, I'm not in this position here.
just one other thing. When was it that you decided your international future was definitely with England?
Boy, I don't know. When I actually decided, I think I received the call, and I felt like it was the right decision to make, and I'm very, very, very happy to be here.
Thanks, John. Do you have any more in the live section? No, just James Ollie here. Thanks, guys.
Hi there. Just following on from that, there's been a lot of talk about whether you might play for Nigeria. What have been the decisive sort of factors for you in choosing England?
I think more just speaking to the people around me, my family, my wife, getting good advice from the people around, and trying to think what is the best decision for myself and for my career. And we think that this is the best one. And again, it's a big opportunity for me. It's the highest level of football. So I look at it with no regret at all.
And how much has England's progress under Gareth been a factor? Obviously, semi-final, final, quarter-final in the last 3 tournaments. I guess that's something that you really want to be a part of. That progress.
Yeah, for sure. As I said, it's the highest level of football, and you want to test yourself against that. You want to be in that, and you can see from the quality of the team where they're getting to, the confidence that they play with. It's incredible. So being part of that is big.
But can I just, when you got your injury 2 years ago, what exactly happened? How did you get that injury?
So in training, we're playing small-sided games, so like 5v5, and I've received the ball and gone to push off to start running with it, and I've just felt a pop, and it almost felt like someone kicked me or someone was behind me and stepped to my ankle or something. But I looked around and no one was there, so I sort of knew that it was serious. Feeling behind my kids, I can feel like there was nothing there. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird, because I've never had a big injury like that before, so that was quite a weird situation to be in, but one that many players have gone through and many players have come out of as well.
Did you need surgery?
Yeah, I had surgery.
So that day you went straight off?
No, I think it was maybe the following week. I went for surgery and then began my rehab process from there.
And can I just ask you briefly, at the start of your career, you were at Arsenal, you were at Fulham, you were at a lot of clubs before you made the grade. Was there ever any doubt in your mind that you would become a professional footballer?
At times there was obviously difficult times when you don't have a contract, or you're sort of on trial and not getting in and stuff like that. So there are times when it is difficult, but my faith in God really and truly was the thing that got me through. I always believed that as long as I'm working hard, I'm applying myself and doing what I can do, God will make a way, and He did, and I'm forever grateful to Him.
And you done?
Just following on from what Mark was saying about your injury, I don't want to go out too much, but after your injury, did you actually go then back into the training centre and the first thing you saw was a message saying you're being called up?
Yeah, so I'd done my injury, gone inside, had like a little assessment from the doctor. He told me that I've done my Achilles. I asked my phone to tell my wife and my family, and I saw a message saying that I would be, I don't know if it was in the provisional squad or something like that, but it was a message about England, and yeah, it was just one of those.
That moment must have been a bit weird, really.
Yeah, it was weird, because obviously I understood in myself that, okay, I'm doing the right things, I'm in the right position, I'm doing what I can do. This injury is a setback, and for it to happen on that day, obviously, I look at things deep, so I saw that as, okay, listen, this is just another hurdle in the way. You know where you can get to, you know what you can do, so the focus is just to keep going and keep pushing.
Okay, Sammy Mockbell.
Richard, because during that period you were so close to the squad, you know, literally within touching distance of going to the Euros. That tournament was so euphoric for the country, and it was amazing, and it was such a spectacle. but given you were nearly there, nearly part of it, were you able to enjoy it as much as the rest of us?
Yeah, of course it's difficult because you're injured. Less about what actually happened, more the fact that I just can't play football. That's a big thing in itself. But yeah, now watching the team and watching what they were doing, it was an inspiration for sure. And for me, again, I found myself at peace because I understood that I wasn't meant to be there. For whatever reason it was, I wasn't meant to be there. So I could watch the team and support and watch them do amazing things, which it was.
Can I just ask you one about your footballing kind of upbringing away from the academy system, in London, in inverted commas, the cages, and how that built you've spoken about your resilience and your toughness. Can you speak a bit about that and how you feel that has added to your game and how it's left you in good stead for the knocks that you would take in professional football? Yeah, I think there's loads of players that have grown up playing in cages and stuff like that, so they understand, they know what it's about. It's fun and it's enjoyable, and it's sort of where you get your first learning as a footballer, well, for players in South London as well. So for me, it's helped massively, and I can see that in the way that I play now. I can see that in the things that I do and how I think and assess situations now. So it's definitely a strength that I have.
Thanks, Sammy. Steve Madeley, Andy, pass the mic on. Cheers.
Just going back to the question before about you being released as a young lad, does that in any way make it more special to be where you are now? Because a lot of the players in the squad won't have gone through anything like that as youngsters.
Yeah, it does. Speaking to my mum about it yesterday, I was talking about stories and things that have happened over, like when I was younger, and all the journeys. It's good to look back and understand that I've been through all that and still managed to be in this position. Of course, my mindset is to continue working hard, keep applying myself, and see what else can happen in football. But 100% I look back with like gratitude to God, because I understand that without him I wouldn't be in this position, and he's seen me through so many difficult moments, so many difficult times, and against many odds I'm in this position.
You said you never lost faith, but looking back to those days, was there one point that was particularly low, leaving any particular clue?
I think getting released from Millwall, that was quite tough, because it's sort of the time when everyone's getting their pro contracts and stuff like that, and you sort of don't know where you're going to be or what you're going to be doing, so that was a difficult time. But again, I've always kept faith, I've always been positive and believed in myself, and that's helped me along the way.
Mr. Matt Dunn.
Hiya. If one of those doors hadn't opened for you in those low moments, what do you think you might be doing now?
That's a mad question. I don't know what I'd be doing. I see it as I'm in this position because I'm meant to be in this position. I can't see a version of the story where I'm not here. So it's hard to answer that question, really.
But had you been made to keep up your studies and everything, or
yeah,
put all your eggs in the football basket?
You are, of course, you are told, and that is the mindset of anyone that's young. You want to be focused on your football, but also doing what you can with your education. For me, I tried my best with both, but I always knew I wanted to be a footballer, and that's been my mindset from the jump. So it wasn't really something that changed or wilted at any point, really.
And it sounds like you're close to your mum. How hard's it been for her, all these knockbacks that she's seen you suffer and bounce back from? This must have been quite an emotional journey for her as well.
Probably harder for her than it is for me, because she's seen everything, she's understood everything, and she's had to watch me and my brothers and all of us go through difficult periods. So being in this position now, again, I'm grateful to her, and I owe her everything as well, and my dad, because they've sacrificed everything for us to be in this position.
Are your family travelling out to Malta?
I'm not sure yet, hopefully.
Okay, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.